Hello everyone, this is the Book Corner. Welcome back. So today's video, we're doing this because the kids were out there and they threw something and hit my window and made me jump like right out of my skin. I, I'm really seriously consider doing these videos at night because at least I don't have to worry about jumping out of my skin if somebody hits the window. And everything. I'm not against children playing. I'm glad that they're playing and everything, but please don't hit my window. It's going to jump right on my skin, and I don't want to be accused of like damaging property and stuff like that. So today's video, I'm going to kind of talk about how I buy books and how my buying books might be a lot different than how other book talkers buy books. So most people who have now subscribed to the channel know that I am a member of Book of the Month, and it was a no-brainer to actually do it. I saw a book that I really, really wanted. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try, and I will say I absolutely do love the service, so I probably will definitely keep it. So what I'm actually going to do is take out the amount that they want me to pay and put that in my savings. And then when I get an email from them saying, hey, we didn't get our money, I'll just go and transfer it and get my credit. So that way I know that nobody's going to take the money out for other stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. So hopefully next month's will be good. There is a book that I did see that even if I don't like the Book of the Month club selection for December, I will go ahead and buy that book because that book looks really good. Or I may just decide to go to Barnes & Noble and try to find it. So I'm actually going to go on the website and find the book and write down the title of it because, yeah. So, for people that do not know, we have a tradition in the family where from October to like the beginning of May, we don't really buy a lot of stuff. We don't buy super expensive stuff or whatever. So I don't go on Amazon and I don't spend $400 or $500 on books. Also, I don't want the poor person to pull their back out of place. So that's what I don't do. I don't spend. The most I will spend when I am not having any kind of expenses is probably about $200. That is the most I will spend because if I'm spending an exorbitant amount of money on something that I really can wait until I either have read all those books or I've read up to that certain point, then I don't really need it. So like I'm definitely like I'm buying my Goosebump books and all that type of stuff. So like next week I'm spending only about $45. That's before taxes are taken out. Before taxes are added, not taken out, added. And I'm going to be getting, I think it's going to be 2 Goosebump books, and it's going to be, I think, 2 mystery books. I have to check, maybe 2 or 3 mystery books. So either, I think I'm buying 4 or 5 books next week, and that is just because I just won't have the extra money. I won't have a lot of extra money. But then I'm also going to pick up the Kindle edition of, I believe it's the 5th book in the Country Store mystery series. And also, the thing with me is, if I started out as a Kindle edition, I will always end it as a Kindle edition. So, as much as I really would like to get my hands on the Cat Who series as physical books, I've decided to just settle on it being a Kindle edition for all of them. yeah, and that's something that, like, next week, that will also be something else that I will do, is I'm gonna get the Kindle edition of the first three books, and I'm gonna get the Kindle edition of book 5. So yeah. And then, of course, I also go and I also check out books from the library as Kindle editions. Once we hit like May, like mid-May or something like that, then that's when I start buying like $400 to $500 worth of books. But my goal is hopefully that by the time that comes around, I will have read all of my books, and that is my goal, is to read them all, and that way I'm just buying new books that I've not read. Um, Another thing that I take in consideration when I buy books um, is the book series any good? Like, do I really have to like have the next book right away? Um, did I like the plot of the book? Did I like the characters of the book? So my biggest gripe right now is a series. I start out with like Witch Hunt, and then Trial. Witch Trial is the second book in this series. Witch Hunt was really good. I enjoyed it, but Witch Trial kind of agitated me, not just as a reader but as an author. Most of your mystery books, when you have the person who hasn't done it accused of doing it, after that, that that suspicion is no longer on that person. Unfortunately for Kate Conte, she has decided to make, well, so far, two of her books, her main character is always the one who supposedly did it. And that's really annoying me to no end. Can you possibly have another main villain or whatever it is? Why does it have to be her? So that's my main gripe with it. So when I read it, I have the third book down here. If I read it and she is the main suspect, I'm just going to abandon the whole series. I don't care about the ones after book 3. No. And I will let you guys know in that book review if I do plan on to abandon the series. So yeah. So that is something else that ticks me off. So if she's the main person, I'm definitely going to abandon the series. Yeah. Also, I just go and I just generally, when talk about like Nancy Drew, for instance, the original Nancy Drew, well, the 1950s Nancy Drew, I have read 6 books in the series. I'm on the verge of starting book 7. Once book 7 is over with, I will go ahead and purchase 7 more Nancy Drew books. I just decided that I was going to wait until I read all of them, and then I would go ahead and buy the next 7. Nancy Drew Girl Detective, I'm purchasing that series 4 times a year. So, like, the last paycheck of next month, I will purchase the next one. And the reason for this is that as much as I do like the series, it's not a series that I just have to have all the books. So I'm not going to try to buy all the books in one go. And then I also like to collect series that are already finished, like the Wiccan Wheel Mystery series. As far as I know, it is finished. So I've got 2 more books left in that series, and then I'm done with it as far as the author is concerned. Another thing is reoccurring. Like, if I've read someone's first book and I really like it, I will probably definitely buy the second book. And like the author of All Our Hidden Gifts, I'm definitely not going to buy any more of her books because the first book was just god awful. Um, and then of course you have the Thursday Night Murder Club, which is a series that I have 3 physical books and 1 audio book, and I do plan to buy the 4th book as a physical book. And then I'll probably just use the audiobook to, like, when I can't read the book during the day or during the night. I have some obsessions, like I'm obsessed over buying all of the Goosebump books. I'm obsessed over buying all the Fear Street books, all the Nancy Drew books, all the Hardy Boys books. Those are, oh yeah, also the Jim Butcher books and the Nightmare Hall books. Those are really, if I was told you can only buy a couple books from those series, I definitely would do that. So yeah, so that is also what goes into it. Because as I said in my previous video, my brother was like, you have more books than I have computer parts. So I'm kind of trying to tone it down as far as buying it. Except for my birthday. My birthday is coming up December 16th. I turn 44. And what I'm planning on to do is go to Barnes & Noble, and I'm going to purchase a bunch of books. I'm definitely going to go into the new release section and see what they've got. And yeah. So my goal hopefully is by May I have read all the books that I have bought at Barnes & Noble, as well as the books that are like those little piles, and so on and so forth. I probably might not be able to do that because I'm going to always be buying more books, like especially my Goosebump books, and I'm down to, like, when I get done with that little pile, I will be down to like 4 Fear Street books. So I will actually be going on to Amazon and purchasing like 6 books, and that will be thrown into the pile of unread Fear Street books. And then when I get down to, I think, the last 2 I have, I will go ahead and buy 6 more. So I'm buying 6 each. And there's a site where he actually lists all the Fear Street books in order to which they were published. So I use his list to help me when I'm ready to purchase. So yeah, so there's a lot of different factors on how many books I buy, what series I really focus on, things like that, and that also keeps me from literally being overrun by books. I'm not ashamed of being a bibliophile. I absolutely am not ashamed of it. My brother is kind of like, more books? She has more books. But I will say this, my brother is planning on to buy another bookcase. I told him the IKEA would be a good thing, and I'm only told him to buy one bookcase, the long one. And what I plan on to do is transfer the books that I have in little piles and put them up there, and get a piece of cardboard and just like cut them into kind of like things. And what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to put these little marks on top, and then as I transfer my pile over to here, which will end up over here, I will actually start picking out books that I will read that would be part of the replacement pile. So I'll always have 8 piles of books that I'm ready to read. And then before long, I will have none. Because as soon as I fill up, like I'm getting another one of those Target bookshelves, put them over there, and then I'm going to um, have a Billy bookshelf and put up there. Once I fill up that one and down there and the bookshelf that Steven's going to buy, that's it. I'm not buying any more physical books. I what I may just end up doing is just settling on like whatever book of the month club book I choose, and just have a little bitty cart, and just do it that way. And that will take me a lot longer to fill up, because those are just book of the month club books, and it comes out I do one book a month. Or if I don't like any of the books that they have, then I'll just not do that. But I will be definitely filling up my my Kindle. So yes, I will be filling up my Kindle. So that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys around.